Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me. This is Ciara from Ciara T Designs, and today I have this Distress Ink blended fall card to share with you. So let's jump right in. So you guys know that I am horrible at measuring things. I kind of just eyeball everything. So it's a little bit difficult for me to give you exact measurements on this. That was an A2 panel that I pretty well cut in half. I think it was just off of being right in half. And then I cut 1/4 of an inch off the end. But I do kind of end up eyeballing this a bit. So there's my A2 base. Originally, I thought that I wanted the bronze piece to run the whole length of the card, but you're going to see that I changed my mind a few times, and then I cut about 1/16 of an inch off of it. So I'm sorry, these are not great measurements, but you guys know that I have a tendency to just kind of eyeball everything. So here you can see I'm going to cut it down to be like slightly larger than actually it was about 1/4 of an inch larger because it had too large of a border for me. I didn't like how large this border was. You could leave it like this if that's something you prefer. It's just that I don't like a large border. I kind of like a really thin border. So at this point I cut off about 1/16 of an inch on each side, giving me just a slightly smaller border around. It might have been 1/8 of an inch, to be honest with you. It wasn't very much though. And that also allowed some of the white of the base to shine through as well. So that's kind of why I cut it like that. But I'm sorry, you guys, I don't have exact measurements. There's no wrong way to do that though. If you want a slightly larger layer, have a slightly larger layer underneath your cardstock. Completely up to you. You just know that I really like a thin layer. So then I went straight into ink blending, and I seem to have solved my camera jiggling issue, thankfully, finally. But I wanted this to be very fall themed. Now, if you guys have followed me for a little bit, you know that I celebrated Thanksgiving on the 16th. It was on the 9th because I'm Canadian and we celebrate Thanksgiving in October. So the 9th was actually Thanksgiving, but I had to work, so I was unable to celebrate with my family. So on the 16th, my husband and I drove, and we went and spent the day with my parents, and my uncle was there as well. And we had our dinner and whatnot. So I really wanted this to be a fun Thanksgiving card. Not so much Thanksgiving in, like the card is not going to say thank you on it. Obviously you guys saw that in the beginning of the video, but I wanted it to just be something that was kind of like a reflection of, being aware of what you have in life and gratitude and just being appreciative of the blessed life that I have. So this card is kind of a reflection of that. And then really I wanted it to be in the fall palette. So I blended on 4 colors of Distress ink. These are the colors I felt really fit that fall theme a little bit better. So I went with Dried Marigold, Fossilized Amber, Lucky Clover, and Dusty Concord. Just because I felt like they were really pretty and would lend themselves really well to this kind of a design. And I cut out 3 of the leaf fragment dies. These have to be one of my favorite leaf dies that Tim Holtz has done. He's done several. You guys saw me use the artsy leaves last Thursday for a Thanksgiving card. But these have to be some of my favorites just because they're so different. They're large and they are just different, and I just really I love them. And I had realized that I've never really done anything in bronze. I lean really heavy into gold, and I love gold and pink. You guys know this. But I've never really worked with bronze much. And so I thought for a fall theme, bronze would just be a stunning metallic to go with the fall themed colors. So that is what I chose to do here. This is from the Tim Holtz Metallic Classics set. That set has like 6 different classics. I think there's gold, rose gold. I think there's 2 shades of gold actually. Rose gold, silver, bronze, and black. And they're all metallics, and they're stunning. And I've never used the bronze, so I thought this was a really fitting time to kind of bring that out and use it in this card. And this card is a fairly straightforward card. There's not a lot of detail or design going on here. There's really just the 3 leaves in that colored panel, but I think that it really turned out stunning, and I'm really happy with how it kind of came together. I did have a little bit of an issue here where it didn't quite cut all the way through. All that happened is that it ripped off a little bit of my craft back of that leaf, but that's not really a big deal. I just trimmed it off camera, the little bit that was left, so that it would still be flat, and it didn't affect the metallic front, which is what you're going to see, so I wasn't really concerned about it. And then I'm going to start adhering my layers together. So And this might be a bit sappy, and it's okay if you guys are into that. No worries at all. I really like to, take points throughout the year and reflect on, how lucky I've been in life and how blessed I am. And, especially when I get to spend time with my family. I'm very, very fond of my parents. They're my best friends outside of my husband. So I've been really blessed in that I have a very close relationship with them. My mom and I have our own little book club. You guys know that if you've been following me for a little while, because I do talk about my mom and I and our little book club every once in a while. But we have a book club that we read books and we talk daily. And, sadly now my husband and I do not live in the same city as my parents. So we do have to travel to see them, which was hard for me because that was the first time that I had not lived in the same town or city that my parents lived in. So that was a bit of an interesting thing. But when COVID happened, of course, my husband lost his job and, just kind of it snowballed from there and we had to make choices to survive. So to keep, paying our mortgage and keep having our home and whatnot. So that was a hard one for me because I am very, very close to my parents, but I am very lucky because I'm still very close to them. So I like to take the time to, just be aware of all of the great things that are happening in my world. So Thanksgiving is one of those because I do like to focus on gratitude and, being aware of how blessed my life is. So I like to reflect on that. And I just wanted to share that with you guys because I think sometimes it's with all the negativity that's going on around, it's sometimes hard to remember that there are things that are worth being thankful for and that there are things that we are really blessed to have. So especially as a Canadian, there are parts of the world that, there's scary things happening in them. And I'm lucky enough to be Canadian where that's not happening for me. My biggest concern is how am I going to get to work? When my car is being funny or, that kind of stuff, like it's not, scared for your life type of stuff. So I like to just reflect on that. And I wanted to share that with you guys. So I am also, as you guys know, very, very thankful for all of you who come and spend time with me every week. I really appreciate that. I don't know if I can put into words how appreciative I am that you guys come and spend your time with me because I know as I get older, time is a very funny thing, and it just kind of flies past. Like October's already over half, done. Like it, and then we only have 2 months and this year is finished. So time is a funny thing, and I realize it more as I get older, how interesting time can be. So, I greatly appreciate you guys, and I love that you come and spend your time with me, and I want you to be aware of it, because I just am so incredibly thankful that you hang out with me every week. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you. So the sentiment was from the Tim Holtz Noteworthy stamps, and I did use the dried Marigold to stamp it with my Misti. I just felt like I wanted to reflect that orange that's at the top of the card back into the bottom of the card, because I thought that was just a really pretty color that I don't use often. You guys know that I love rainbows, so I do tend towards those really bright, vibrant colors, but I really should branch out my color palette because every color in the Tim Holtz line is very methodically chosen. At least that's how it feels. So, they're all beautiful. And I tend towards the super vibrant, bright ones, but there are loads of stunning ones. And I left this footage in right here just because, I never show you guys kind of my process of just like picking out my little gems and laying them down. It's nothing special. This one was actually really simple because I was only putting 5 and I kind of had an idea where I wanted to put them before I started. Here I'm just digging for a small pearl because there is 3 sizes in this set, I believe, and I wanted a little one. But I kind of just showed you that process. This one went really smooth. A lot of the time I will change where they're sitting and trial them around. Even when I adhere them, I shift them a little bit. Like even here, I've moved them a little bit from where I had originally put them. But I kind of wanted to just keep that in so you guys could see it. It's nothing special. There's no magic. I just, laid them out until I like how they look to my naked eye. And that's pretty much all I do. And I did pick Cafe au Lait pearls. They are this beautiful kind of brownish color, but they're like they almost look like, they're named after a coffee, right? Because Cafe au Lait is just French for like coffee and milk. But they look like it. Like they are a perfect look for coffee. So at least anybody who puts milk in it. My husband drinks it black, so then they would not be a perfect match for that. But anybody who puts milk in their coffee. Anyway, guys, that is the card I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. Thank you so much for stopping by. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I do new videos every Thursday and Monday, and Mondays, of course, right now are Christmas until Christmas Day. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you again very soon.